What's going on, everyone? So, your attachment to material desires is the very Velcro fulcrum that keeps you alive. Did you ever see the Tibetan Buddhist? It's a wheel. The reality that we live in is a wheel. It goes round and round and round. And this wheel is called the wheel samsaras. For some reason I want to say samara or samarsas. I think they both work though. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. This information isn't given free. Now, why is that? Because it will cost your ego, your life. I have your life in my hands. It seems peculiar, as if it doesn't exist. But you do all these things that you like. That you do and do. You don't really question these things because you like doing them. For most people, these are desires. And what happens when you go fulfill that desire? This is why you have many of lives. Because your mental construct that goes on in your head goes on because of desires and wishes. This is not something to play around with. Everyone's going to go their own way of life, though. I'm not trying to invigilate anyone that doesn't want to hear this. They can go somewhere else. So, what happens when you fulfill your desire? Well, you have another one. And it's all right to fulfill your desire. There is a question of discernment, though, that we need to look at real quick. A great divide. Is this something that moves you? That you really want to do? That you have to go see it? It's a movie. It's a theater. You have to see this. Experience. You want the experience. You want to experience it. And by all means, this is what I'm here for. I want to point you in that direction so you can move on and experience it. A lot of people aren't even experiencing what they want to experience. That's loathsome and troublesome in of itself. This video is not going to go on much longer. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Is it just a silly thought in your head? Or is it something that you came here on this earth that you wanted to experience? Some people are having families just because they want sex, maybe another mate, but they don't necessarily want a family. Now they got a family. Now they got financial needs they have to keep up all the time. A presence they have to be with all the time with their family. Now they can't do what they actually were born into this life to do. Real desires they have. And so, one by one, you'll peel through these desires. Some of them you have to go do because you have to. Or what I'm here for, you can cut all the desires out. And that just leaves you with nothing. So then, don't misinterpret this. You have a feeling of Jesus Christ, the Holy Buddha, Ram Dass, what he talks about, Alan Watts, even Jordan Peterson. The light, spirit, it's all the same thing. Just many different names and forms. Cannot forget the forms. And so, when you get to that nothing state, it's a feeling of completeness, wholeness, being you, being a kid again. Everybody wants to be a kid again. Not necessarily maybe a toddler. They want to be in the essence, the beingness of the baby, but they're not, because they lost control and they're infatuated with their mind. The mind controls them. Mind control. So eventually what's going to happen, even if you go complete your desire, which you may have to do a few of them. If you really want, if you keep, let's just say I'm going to be desireless. Okay. But if you're thinking about a certain woman all the time, or you're thinking about a certain woman all the time, you're lying to yourself because you're not truly desireless and you want to go experience this. So you have to go do that. So when you do get to this, it's more so a surrender, a forfeit. But eventually, when you go through all these desires, what's going to happen? You in the back. I don't know. No, I'm just teasing. What's going to happen is you're going to just keep getting more desires. That's the nature of the ego, the egotistical mind. And there's also, you know what I mean, your mind. So I meant to say desires in your mind. Two of the same things. They acquire action and desire. So when you go desireless, then there is none of that. And so you feel that complete, you feel that wholeness that's there. That's all for this video. When you're desireless, there is no more desires. It's the end. It's literally the end of reality. If you reach that in the full fulcrum state, blossoming state that is. These desires, one way or another, they're going to have to end. Eventually, because what eventually happens is you go desireless. It's not a post-mortem state. It's nowhere near that. It's a state of ecstasy, a state of sheer intensity. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Thank you for stopping by.